gonna show you me. Yay, this is me. E ba e ah Hello Kitty down.
Hi guys, welcome to This Is Me. I'm Megan, that's my dad.
Hello.
And I'm gonna be talking about how I one night was like bawling to my dad and he started telling me about how everyone's schizophrenic, and then it literally changed my life because I think I'm schizophrenic, but not actually. Like, I basically just started doing like a ton of research into schizophrenia, and then
So she was asking me about schizophrenia, and I was like, everyone's a little schizophrenic because really we are all four people. We have four bodies, and it's very similar to the three-body problem that physics talks about. When you have two bodies like the sun and the earth, it's easy to do calculations on that. But once you add a third body, it gets really complicated. That's the third body problem. The four body problem is us. We have four bodies, and we have to calculate all these different things to have them work together. So there's the physical body, the mental body, the intellectual body, and the spiritual body, our emotional body. And trying to get all these to work together when they're all talking to you at the same time sounds a little bit crazy, right? Schizophrenia is considered like a crazy problem. But the idea is that if you were able to integrate all these into one, and if you look at each body as a circle, you you could say, I want to take all these four circles and integrate them into one circle. And that's kind of what I was talking about would be enlightenment, where I was able to integrate all of my four bodies into one. Now it's easier said than done. And the key is emotions, right? If you can start with your emotions and really feel your emotions and sit with them, then you can start to integrate the physical body with the emotional and mental body.
something I've noticed is that like I like knew I had different parts in my brain, like different versions of Megan, because like when I was in like 8th grade, like I like understood like there was like two different like kind of Megans to me in my brain. But like ever since then, like I've just met a million more Megans. So like that's why I like was a little scared there for a second when you mentioned schizophrenia, and then I looked into it. But like definitely like schizophrenic symptoms are like much like more intense because like there's an actual like chemical imbalance in their brain where like they can't determine whether their thoughts are like real or like and like rational or like
Yeah.
not. And like I'm like really good at being able to tell when they're like real and rational and when they're not. But like sometimes it won't be the case. But I think that's just when I'm high. Is that like I'll
Yeah.
get like really deep.
Well, as you know, I mean, I used to get high, and really what I found was the creative side came out in me. So when you take a substance, whether it be, THC or alcohol, it enhances one or the other part of a certain body. Obviously, your physical body is mainly affected, right? When you're smoking, it's also your mental body. A lot of people smoke to get creative and write or draw
Uh-huh.
or do certain things. So really you bring that mental side out in you more. But it also creates emotions, like you see people cry when they're drunk or something like that. That emotional side comes out. That's why I stopped drinking, and that's why I've been sober for 3 years, is because it was interrupting this integration that I'm talking about. It actually imbalances you instead of balances you.
And like yeah, and sometimes like I would feel like weed would like it like makes me like feel really safe like whenever I like smoke, but like it's like a resort like that I like need to like not need to resort to. Like it's so obvious whenever I smoke now that like it once it starts like wearing off the tiniest bit, there's a little spark in my brain that will tell me that I need more because it's like the dopamine is like slowly going away, so your brain's like, oh, you're gonna get sad again, go hit your cart, like
Right. Yeah, dopamine is actually the key chemical that gets released when you use a substance. That's why, a lot of people these days are addicted to dopamine, really.
Yeah, really.
That's
Everyone's addicted to dopamine.
yeah.
Like it.
When you watch TikTok or when you
Mhm.
watch, you know, YouTube, it releases that dopamine. When you smoke or drink, it
When you
releases
listen to
dopamine.
music,
Yeah.
like when you do anything that you like love, technically,
Yeah.
or like anything related to that. Um, there, because like even when I like when people take shots and like it burns their throat, like that like hurt in this like split second is like the like hype of it, and like that's what kind of gets them boosted, and then it's like actually affects you. Same with the coughing with the weed. Like I've like noticed that like after a really bad cough someone has of weed, like they're so happy, like they have this huge like dopamine kick, and they're just like whoa, like, and I'm just like it's like they're crack addict, like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's addicting mentally more than it is physically because the relief it gives your mental brain. Because really, you're being bombarded by your thoughts daily.
Mhm.
Every minute of every day, you get all these thoughts. And if you can sit and just watch your thoughts come in and admire them in a way, say, wow, that's an interesting thought, or not become the thought. I think when people get into trouble, they become the thought, like, oh, that's me. That's who I am. I'm that thought. But you're not. You're not your thoughts. And that's where the spiritual side comes in. And a lot of people call it consciousness or the source of everything. If you can connect to that first and have that guide your life, that would be the key. Because a lot of people are going to be guided by physical bodies. Some people are going to be obsessed with working out. Some people are going to be guided by their intellectual body. They're going to be obsessed with learning. Or some people are going to just be emotional messes and just wrapped up in their emotions, whether it be sadness or happiness, it doesn't matter.
That's kind of how I felt today at school. I felt
Yeah.
so wrapped up in my emotions, like couldn't like get out of my head. Like I'm really good at just escaping it and being like, "No, I know exactly what you're doing, Brandon." Like it's so obvious. And it will make me so stuck, and like I feel like I'm in quicksand. But like that's like kind of what happens obviously to people like sometimes, and that's life, but like there's a way that I could have tried a little bit harder today to like get out of that like mental state. Like
What was the thought that was in your
there
head?
wasn't any like specifically.
So it was all emotions. You just felt sadness or you
Yeah, I
felt,
just felt emotions, but there wasn't any thought behind it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like when I like felt that way, like I was like, okay, like there's like a complete disconnect going on right now. Like there's like literally my brain is making up an excuse for me to like feel a certain way, but there's no reasoning behind it, and there's no evidence. Like it's like even if it tries to give me evidence, I'm always able to like counteract it, and then it just makes me more upset because I'm like, why am I still feeling that way? But it's like when I just need to talk out loud, counteract it every single time, and then realize, okay, it's lying to me. My brain's lying to me because your
Yeah.
brain is.
It is. It's that imbalance. So as soon as you get wrapped up into one body, you're gonna feel this imbalance. And it isn't until you're able to integrate your other bodies into that experience altogether, then you can really start to feel grounded and you start to feel like normal again.
Yeah, it's actually really cool because like
Yeah.
there's this girl that used to be not nice to me. Now she talked to me on Friday of last week, and like like on yesterday and today, like everything was good. And then like this other girl was like talking bad about me and like art, and I was like, I thought we were friends. What the fuck are you doing? I sit at your table. You're right across from me, and you're talking about me. And, like what? Like what are you doing? But anyway, that kind of sucked, and I think that's what threw my day off completely because everything's been going so good. But when she talked to me last week, she kept saying like, and like yeah, like I think it was a lot of my own insecurities, and I was like, no girl, I know, like there's no other reason you would be doing that to me, because like it was my boyfriend's ex, and it was Sebastian's ex. Her name's Emma,
Mhm.
and I would walk in the bathroom every single time, and her friend Franny would they know this, like we're all good now. I like this could be posted, and I would say this to their fucking face, like I don't give a fuck. But Emma and Pranny would like find literally anything in the book to say something about me, like, but not directly, or it would be like sneak disses, or it would be like a compliment, but they would go talk shit about like behind my back. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like they would find like this like anything. And like it couldn't even like it could be someone that the bathroom could smell like absolute shit, but if I walk in there after everyone's already in there and it already smells like shit, then boom, I'm the reason it smells bad. Like they have that power.
Like Mean Girls.
Yeah. And like that's okay. Like that's okay. Like you can
But
do
are they jealous of you because you're with Sebastian now
that's
and
the
then-
thing is like I'm very aware of the fact that Sebastian and Emma dated. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's so fucking obvious. Like if two girls are being mean to me for absolutely zero reason, I have not done anything to any of them or anyone at the school, frankly. Like literally there's like it's all because they're trying to fill this void within themselves that they don't have. Like because like sometimes I'll do it. Like if I don't feel good like in my own like body, I'll like purposely try to find like bad things about other people's bodies to make myself feel better about my body because
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, at least I'm not that bad. Like it's just reality. That's what people do. And like some people just can't be grounded enough and like in their own thoughts enough to like understand like you're actually like doing this. Like you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I see that a lot where people are, putting other people down to make them feel better about themselves. It's natural. It's a human reaction. I
Mhm.
think, you know, it's unfortunate because a lot of people suffer from that,
Yeah, it's actually a way of that is a really good point. They are suffering.
Yeah.
And like it's honestly like when I like there was a definitely a point in my life probably when I was like really younger that I did that like 4th grade, 5th grade. Like but I never did it super badly because people always kind of did it to me even though like the jokes kind of made sense, whatever. Um you like understand what your brain's doing. Like you stop like you like wake up and you're like okay, like I'm in the bathroom right now and like I'm like being a mean girl. Like if Emma had just woken up and like in like the bathroom and been like, "Whoa, what am I doing? Like why am I doing this?" Like I think that's what had to happen to her because like it happens to everybody. Everybody has a point in their life where they're like, okay, wait, what does David Goggins say? He says,
When they wake up.
did I not listen to David Goggins this morning? Maybe that's why I've had such a shitty day.
Do you always listen to him in the
Yeah,
morning?
I don't know. I can't
Well, what's
hear
the
him.
gist of it?
I can't hear him right now, but I don't know. I can't hear him right now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's going to be difficult to overcome, but um I think you're doing the right thing by just smiling. I think you told me that the other day. You just smile and at people when they do that to you.
Yeah, like she like no, like, she like completely apologized to me on Friday. Like she had a complete big apology to me. Like we had a whole conversation and I told her and she was aware that everything she did was immature and wrong and whatever. I don't think Franny's changed one bit, but I can have my own conversation with her at my own time, or at her time whenever she wants.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like an issue anymore. Like the minute me and Emma were okay, all the girls in the bathroom started being nice to me because Emma was at the school first, so it's valid. Like obviously they're gonna side with her. And like I saw that, I was like, I'm new. Like I'm the new like I get it. Like I'm in here to go to the bathroom, go to class, and get out. Like now all of them are like super nice to me whenever I'm in the bathroom. So it's great and it's amazing. But there's still people that suck. That's the thing that I realized today is that I like was in art and this girl was talking to her boyfriend across the table and like I sit next to this girl that's also in my PE class, so she like knows and like also is always in the bathroom when these girls are doing this and she just knows. I've known her since the beginning of the year. Her name's Shy. And like we were like kicking each other under the table. We were like, what the fuck are they doing? Like they're literally like they're being so obvious. Like
Yeah.
and like then there was this thing where there was this one and like I still didn't want to assume. I still have this like weird thing where I'm like I'm just gonna assume the best in everyone. I'm gonna assume everyone has good intentions. No one's talking shit about me because if I assume they're talking shit about me, that means that I'm self-absorbed and that means that I think everyone's thinking about me. So I can't do that. I can't think that everyone's talking shit about me. But if you're doing things over and over and over again that is so fucking obvious, like I'm obviously gonna say something. So, like, but I'm like still being nice, okay? So she's like, wait, how do you like just out loud? She didn't say Patrick or she didn't say her boyfriend's name or anything, but like she just said like, how do you do the markup thing, like the markup tool on editing like a photo on your phone, the markup tool. And I like was like, you have to click the ruler on the top right corner, and she goes, bro, I wasn't even fucking asking her. And like to her and then she was like whatever. Okay, wait, Megan, what? Where is it? How do you do it? And I was like, the fuck? I was like, I'm not fucking telling you now. Like, the fuck? Like, I was like, that was like my final straw. And I just got up and left after that. But that was like my final straw. And that was like my confirmed thing. Cause like she said it loud enough. And it was like right after I said something that I was like, okay, like this is about me.
Yeah.
Like, this is something personal. And like, it's fucking wild. Like, and also at the beginning of art today, she was talking about how she was talking about Franny, and like they have never been friends until like I found out they were friends today in art. So like she's clearly getting close with Franny. Franny doesn't like me. So like there's definitely a correlation there, but it's crazy how the word goes around so easily.
Yeah, it's high school drama. It's so short-lived. High school was so long ago for me.
I'm entertained by them.
You are?
Yeah, like this isn't like I want them to know that. Like I want them to like understand that like they're not affecting me. Like it's really not working. But like they're still gonna do it because they know that it's gonna make them feel better about themselves. It's filling something in themselves every time they do, but it always gets lost. That's the hard part, is that like whenever you say something mean, or like whenever you would drink, like you would think that you're filling something up, or like whenever I smoke, or when you would smoke, like you feel like you're like filling up your brain with all these ideas, but like they all go away eventually, and like you don't remember all of them, and like
Yeah.
you don't like actually like feel drunk and happy all the time. There's a crash at the end of your drunk sometimes where you start crying, you know, right? Isn't
Yeah, lots of times. But I mean,
it's like not gonna make you perfect, but like your thoughts are also so poisonous. And if your thoughts are constructed to be negative about everybody and everything, like she's sitting there in class and trying to find everything negative about this is what I was gonna say earlier about the being grounded. Like her brain is so crazy right now because it's like all over the place. Like it's like she talks shit about the fucking teacher. Like that's when you know. Like that's when you know that there's something wrong with her. Cause like she talks about the teacher's grammar skills.
she's unhappy. She's a very miserable
She's
person.
very miserable, and it's so obvious, and it's so
Yeah.
sad. But I have an issue with it when she just makes it everyone else's issue too. Like it's like annoying. Like it was annoying at first, and it was fine because it was like I just had to deal with it. Like she was just a peer that I would have to deal with. But like now it's like I don't even want to be like, it's like annoying to be around at this point. It's not even like she has her own issues, let her be her. It's like, go, you're like negative energy. It's like so fucking negative.
Yeah, but you just kill them with kindness. Is that kind of?
Yeah, that's like what I like always have had to do at this school.
Yeah,
Just kill everyone with kindness.
I think that's a good way to live it. I mean, you have to feel sorry for them. I used to tell you when you were growing up, like, don't beat up the handicap.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah,
And
still do.
I also told you, like, don't worry about other people because they're not thinking about you. They're just thinking about themselves. Well, that's their handicap, right? Is that they're just thinking about themselves. If everyone was thinking of each other, this world would be perfect. But we don't live in a perfect world. Everyone thinks about themselves, and you have to kind of feel sorry for them. So you don't want to really beat them up. That's why you kill them with kindness, is because they're handicapped. And you wouldn't go up to a handicapped person and start beating them up when they physically can't even defend themselves. And that's kind of similar to what they're going through. They can't really defend themselves. They're handicapped. They can't stop what they're doing because it's just part of who they are. It's part of who everyone is, really. And you know, that's because we are hearing four different bodies all the time talking to us. So we're always thinking about ourselves.
Yeah, but I think that you can literally rewire your brain. Like you can like
Yeah.
like there's like over time like you can train your brain. I think that there's like a way that you can train your mentality, train your thoughts, and create this like discipline within yourself. Like I said, like today, like like literally could not get out of it, even though I'm so like strongly felt about this. Like I think that there's like so much control you have in your brain, and like I think that whenever one of your people in your brain, like the person that's like bringing you down a lot, like the person did today in my brain, like that was just a test from whatever the higher power in this universe or world is, like it's just a test. Like it's all a test. Like, okay, Megan's starting to get good. She's starting like let's fuck some things up in her life and see how she reacts. And like that's how I need to start thinking of it, because when I start thinking of it like that, it's like, yeah, like okay, now it's like a challenge. It's instead of like I'm gonna be all sad and I'm gonna like think about why I'm feeling this way, and I'm gonna like no, go on with your life. You're living life. Like this is your life. Like sitting there and thinking about it is not gonna change. It's not gonna. You're living. Like you need to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying you have all these different thoughts, and if you let yourself become your thoughts, then you're imbalanced, and you can't let your emotions come in, you can't let your spiritual side come in, your physical body feels weak. You have to work together as a team basically to conquer any issue that comes up in your life. I know I do it all the time. I'm not saying I figured it all out. I just know that what we constantly have to struggle with are those different bodies talking to us.
Yeah. Yeah, but why do you think there's only four?
Because that's just what we've been sent to do here. Is that's what we've been given.
Brain, thoughts, like
Mhm.
and then your physical body. What is it? And then
Emotional
emotions.
and then spiritual.
What is that though?
It's your consciousness. It's the source where you came from before you came here. It's the part of you
Okay.
that existed before and will exist after. Because the body will go away, the mind will go away, but you'll keep your consciousness and remember all the emotions you had to deal with. Some people get to the point where they give up, right? And you just can't give up. You just have to keep fighting your whole life.
Well,
But I sent you that one.
because it's an opportunity to be here. Like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes people get in such a bad state where they're just like, it's not even about the purpose. It's like I can't do this fucking battle in my brain anymore. Like they just can't do it. But like you have to is the point. Like you have to suffer. You have to go through shit to understand like where like maybe your suffering could use some critiquing of your actions in your day-to-day life. Like maybe if you're suffering so badly, analyze what you're doing every single day, the way you're treating other people, like the way you're talking, the way you're thinking, what thoughts are going through your brain, because every thought that goes through your brain, why can't you counteract it? If it's a negative thought, like I don't want to go to school today, like no, like I literally go to school every single day and I'm like excited because like I was taught from a really young age that like you can't think like that, have to think differently. And a lot of people weren't taught that. Like a lot of people just think the way they want, and they want to think negative, and they just think negative, 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 and it just puts gas in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also a lot of fear. I sent you that one video of how your frequencies are based off of what you're fearing. And a lot of people are just trying to survive. And so when you're in survival mode, what it say? It said something like you're not it, you're creating a rut in your life. You're not advancing because you're just trying to survive. You're not trying to progress. And a lot of people are in that state of they're just trying to get through each day because like you're saying, the
Yeah.
struggle is real. It's hard.
Yeah, but I think that like sometimes like what's important is for people to find their purpose, and like what were you put on this earth like to do, and like what were you like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like cuz when people know like where like cuz I think that I like one of the reasons like I know I'll never commit suicide is cuz like of just my day-to-day thoughts. Like I know myself and I know that like that's never an option because of like how many purposes I probably have. And I think of my year as in 10-year chunk, or I think of my life as in 10-year chunks to being like 90 years old. So I think I have 9 10-year chunks and I've already done one of the 10-year chunks. And that means I get so many more to do 10-year chunks of whatever the fuck I want. And like I know what I want. I know I've always like I know that I know my interests. But do you know yours? Cuz if you don't know yours, I don't and no one else will. Only you can know. If you don't know I don't know what the fuck to tell you because you're fucked. If you don't know your purpose in life,
Yeah, great. Oh, the dog's just got into the backyard.
if you don't know your purpose in life, you don't know anything.
Yeah, I agree. No, it's difficult too to come up with that purpose because purposes change. I actually have a very similar concept of chunks of life, but I put them in 7-year chunks.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So like 17, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 54, 66. That's kind of where, I'm
Yeah.
you know, kind of working. So I'm 54. So I've gone through, five, you know, almost,
You're in your 7-year chunk
s-
end.
yeah, 7 years of chunks. And I kind of like start something new after the end of every era, I guess, if you want to call it that. And I'm ready to start something new. So that's a lot of the reason why I wanted to do this podcast with you is because it's time for something new. And I think you're always reinventing yourself, especially in this day and age where things change so quickly. You have AI
I think
and
invented yourself your entire life. You are like 54. You're 54%. Like
yeah,
like developed in your brain, but like not actually. Like you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's just like the data of like your life. Like yeah, you've been living for 54 years. Let's see how much your brain's developed. There's a lot of 54-year-olds that don't think the way you think and they're still suffering in this negative like oh, I need to have this like there's people that are so stuck up in their brain like honestly like Trump like you want to be a president for 4 more years or whatever like again like after this like he wants to like be king
no, he won't.
like he's not
Listen,
going to, but that's not my point. I'm saying that like he's so like in his own head. He's so wrapped up in this idea like a schizophrenic person.
mhm.
Like so wrapped up into this like I need to be like cuz schizophrenic people like think that they have this power and they think that they think that they're like a almost like a prophet like sent from God that like are they're and that they think that they're just like this mystical person that everyone is looking at and
Like
like
they know something we don't know.
yeah. Exactly. They think that everyone is like nothing and they think that like there's it's like, yeah, I don't know. They think that
Well, I think he's obsessed. Like he's obsessive compulsive. He likes things a certain way. He likes people to be dressed a certain way. He likes order, and he saw the chaos that was in the government, and I think he wanted to come in and create some order, some consistency, some sanity. Like it was so crazy and chaotic that I think he wants America to be, great again, obviously,
yeah.
but he thinks he can do that better than other people can.
And I don't doubt him. I'm not saying that I doubt his skill and I think that he's a really smart man, but I think that it's kind of like it's it's a hard like thing when like you're president of a country and you're talking publicly on live and like you're not thinking before you speak because like you're literally talking to the country and you are saying things that could come across so fucking like offensive and he just doesn't care. He needs to start caring because that's the mental block that's in his brain because everyone has a mental block in their brain that blocks them from certain things. There's like little blocks that just go oh I can't like it's like the little neurotransmitter trying to send the signal it just can't go through. So I think he has that and he
Yeah.
needs to figure it out because like
Well, I think he's going to do it as much as he can in 4 years. I don't think he knows there's nothing after that. So that's why they're moving so fast. So today is his 100th day in office.
it is.
Yeah,
Wow,
and
they're really counting down days till he gets out of there.
yeah, he knows the days are going to go by fast as they do. Time flies.
Yeah, he's probably so sad today. He probably looks
100 days is already gone, but
he's like
he's got a couple more hundred to
yeah,
go.
he's like, damn, I've only signed fucking 70 million executive.
Yeah. So anyway, you were talking about purpose, and I mean he feels like that's his purpose. Is to save America. He thinks America was heading down the wrong
Do
road.
you think he's slightly schizophrenic though and thinks that he has this amazing like king power that can save the entire country? Because I think he's a little schizophrenic.
I think when you're obsessed with the idea of saving the country, you can come across that way as like I'm like the one that's going to save the country by myself. But if you talk to him, he would admit, like, obviously it takes a big, strong administration. And I think that's what's different between his first
But it's his
presidency.
mental decisions, I think, that he thinks that I think he probably is like very similar to us where like he
Yeah.
like knows his brain really well. So he probably is just like, yeah, you guys can all work for me. But like at the end of the day, like I'm in charge. Like I'm at the top. Like he knows he's at the top, so he knows everything's gonna be okay.
That's true. I think so. I mean, and that's what you elect a president to be, though, right?
Yeah.
Is you want them to be strong and be able to make those key decisions, and it
Exactly.
does kind of rest on him. So he gets that, but I'm sure he takes the advice of a lot of people because and there's a lot. He's very good about surrounding himself with smart people, and I don't think he did that in his first administration. I don't think he thought he was going to win. He was surprised he won, and then he just picked kind of the standard people that you would pick. But this time he picked different. He picked people that could make change and wouldn't just kind of go down the establishment, just status quo, keep things the way they are. It's gonna be interesting to see if he's able to pull it off. But yeah, okay. I'm kind of getting thirsty. Do you mind if we take a break?